And we're back. Here I am, Fla Navarro, and today I am introducing my two buddies. It's Heckle and Jekyll. And if you know who the fuck Heckle
Oh,
and Jekyll are, you're an old motherfucker like me. Do you guys know who Heckle and Jekyll are?
No, you're gonna have to educate me on that one, buddy.
Heckle and
isn't that
Jekyll were the two magpies in cartoons when I was a kid. You don't.
Clayton's go-
oh
Clay,
no.
Clayton's gonna
Yeah,
go. What's a
you guys are
magpie?
millennials. That's the problem, man. Heckle and Jekyll, they
You
were
know,
two they were
only
two
only by a
magpies.
couple years.
Shit, I probably got you by a dozen, dude. I got you minimum a dozen if I ain't got you
Yeah,
by
but
a dime
but check
and
out
a
the white
nickel.
hairs, dude. I'm catching up.
Yeah, that's because you're married and you have children.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I
I
got
just
I got like a I got like a skunk patch going right
listen.
here.
Do you really want to get into a fucking pecker measuring contest? Yesterday, before my podcast, I was sitting at my little TV table getting my pills that I eat every night and put them into the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing. Okay, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I think you probably got us beat.
I got you beat. And it's so funny because it used to be I could do a good job, but then I'd sit down. I'm like, did I take it? Oh shit, I'm getting that's how old I am. I'm like, son of a bitch. I can't even remember. So I bought the little box to say, what's today? Wednesday. Oh, they're still in there. I need to take them. So, ah, listen, you can try out with the
Your
fucking white hair or whatever.
your significant other is supposed to handle that for you.
No, 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 no. Remember, you guys have paperwork to this thing. I I'm not married.
Well, that's why I said significant other.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, once you get married, she wants to make sure I live because of the insurance payment. It don't matter. She's no, I can't say that. No, I
No,
can't.
she's gonna give you extra blood pressure medicine so she gets a quicker payout. That's
No,
how
no.
that works.
Listen, I can't. Naomi's a fucking saint, dude. She really
I love
is.
that.
Number one for putting up with my ass. First of all, you guys know how flighty I am,
Hundred
all over the
hundred
place.
percent.
So
But
just for her putting up with me, no fucking way.
on the flip side, we're in the same boat. All both of ours deserve a medal for putting up with us for 100%.
You
Yeah,
ain't lying.
So
I,
That's the truth.
listen. I've already filled out Naomi's paperwork for saint status, and she's not. She's Jewish. So I had to listen. I had to go all the way up to the top to make sure I can apply. I said, listen, I want to get a Jewish woman as a saint in the Catholic Church. And they said, for you, absolutely. Done. Stamp of
So
approval.
something funny the other day, I both of my kids, their Walker just turned 4 and Forrest is getting ready to turn 6 in April. And Walker said something to me the other day. We were leaving school and somehow got on the conversation about Saints. And the both of them were asking me, I don't know, when you have young kids, they ask you questions that are just very difficult to try and explain to somebody with, that mental capacity. They see things in a certain way and that's sort of it.
I do the
Dude,
same thing with
I
Clayton, bro.
I tried my best to try and explain how a saint becomes a saint. And I'm sitting there listening to myself. I'm like, what?
Ah.
They're never going to understand this. Like, what are you saying? So, like, and you always try and have to put it into a scenario where they can digest it. Well, I don't know. I found myself at a roadblock the other day trying to explain how people become saints and why they're saints and how do you become a saint. And I'm like, buddy, it took forever because Mother Teresa, she's a saint, isn't she? Didn't they finally
Why
make
are
her a
you
saint?
asking me, man? I don't know. She does. I think she is a saint. I think you know
She
what
should be if she's not.
I think Pope John Paul is a saint. He was the one that got shot. I think he's a saint.
Wait, a pope got shot?
Bro, you guys are so fucking young, man. You guys are so fucking young. I was a kid. I was in elementary school, and the Pope got shot. I'm gonna look it up.
Holy.
What year did the Pope get? Because before then, he would just wave around from his car. Now he's in a bulletproof
well
glass.
that's well that's where the whole Pope mobile came from, the
Exactly.
bulletproof glass thing. and that's where the nickname that they gave Lindsay with his little camo thing with the four wheelers. They made fun of him because it was like the Poke Mobile, like he's like enclosed.
Wait a
You
second. Hold
remember,
on. Well, no, I remember Lindsay, but hold on a second. What year were each of you born?
89 and
80,
87.
86,
You
86,
little bitches.
86.
He was
86.
shot May 13th, 1981. I was in
Yeah.
fourth grade, or third or fourth grade. I was in school, man. It was like a big deal. It was a big
Yeah.
deal when he got
The
shot.
the biggest thing I remember from school was I think I was in seventh grade when 9/11 happened. That was like
I
the
was I was in ninth grade.
I
I
can tell you
was I was in St.
right where I
Thomas
was.
shopping at a Kmart, and I heard somebody talking on the news talking about a hijacked plane, a possible hijacked plane, and I said, they're running some kind of reruns on these TVs. Let me go back to the boat. I'm like, hijacking? That shit hadn't happened since the 80s. And
Yeah, I remember
you were in
I
seventh and you were in ninth?
I was so I'll never forget it. I was in ninth
Nobody will ever
grade. I
forget.
was oh well, yeah. I was driving. My mom was taking me to school. My dad was at the hunting lease, and my dad called my mom and was like, "Hey, this just happened." Like, and then they dropped us off at school. School like got locked down, and then I remember getting picked up at like 12. My parents came and got me out of school.
Listen, you
Yep.
want me to throw a real curveball at you guys? I bet you don't remember the day the Challenger exploded, do you?
yeah, I do. I think I was in no, I don't know if I
You
don't know if I
weren't
remember the
born
day
yet,
that
dude.
exploded. No, well, the reason I think I remember part of it is because my third grade teacher, one of her friends was actually one of the people that was on the shuttle when it exploded and passed away from the whole thing. But
Not
that
it
was
was
back in
1986.
yeah, that was
So
right
that
when
was
Clayton was born.
again, that was before your
I
times,
remember.
man.
I remember. I remember the bombing,
Which bombing?
the Oklahoma bombing. I
Okay,
remember watching
yeah,
that on TV. And
yeah.
ironically, I went to a show not too long ago. When did I go to Oklahoma, Mike? For that Delta? That was last summer, right? Yeah, this
Yeah,
past summer.
last year for
Last
Delta
summer.
Warfare.
So I was in Oklahoma, finished the show, and then I started Googling. I was like, well, hey, let me go check out this. And I went to whole memorial. It was memorials
Well,
are cool to look like, but they're sad, man.
I,
It's really sad. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I
And
I
it's so
I remember the day they invented fire. I was there. J Jacob just sat there and he rubbed some sticks together and right there, boom! Son of a bitch, Jacob, look, I can go out and pee in with some light tonight.
do you think that they were more happy that they could see things at night or that they just don't have to eat sushi anymore and raw
I,
crab?
I don't know, man. I couldn't
You know,
tell you.
this is a rabbit hole that I think we should go down. The things that we eat that are delicious. But who's
Stop.
the dude
Just
that was
stop.
like,
Don't
I'm gonna eat
listen.
that snail,
Just
or I'm
stop.
gonna
Just
go,
stop.
I'm gonna go. No, like seriously, like to where
Clayton,
you're
I don't
like
even want to know the shit that
lobster.
you've put in your mouth over the years. Just shut the fuck up,
Oh,
dude.
you're in the same boat. But seriously, who's like, oh, we're gonna eat this lobster? Like it just, you know,
You do realize that lobster, first of all, is a cockroach. It's the sea cockroach. Number
Oh, it
two,
is. It is a
hundred
number one.
percent.
cockroach.
Number two, up in Maine, they used to feed lobster to all the people in jail because it was cheap. It You can get all the lobsters you want. Now, huh?
How about
Pete
I don't
Hegstuff
know
got in
that,
trouble for fucking buying lobster for our military people.
and I don't know where how what year this goes back, but I know being a Floridian and being in Florida, snook is where it's at. Everybody wants snook, but I have heard, and it could be a rumor,
You
but
mean soapfish?
I exactly. So apparently years ago, snook everybody throw it away or would throw it away. They wouldn't eat it. It was disgusting.
Well,
Then one dude come around and decided to fillet the skin off of it and then snook became this delicious meal that everybody rant and raved about.
So I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Listen, introduce your guys' selves. We're sitting here talking shit, and I haven't even introduced you two. So other than Heckle and Jekyll, Heckle, go first.
I don't
Wait,
know who's won.
Okay, that's
who's
Yeah,
Mike.
who's
you.
Heckle and who's Jekyll?
I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're the pilot of this boat. Come on.
Listen,
I
that's
like
the
I like
blind
the
leading the
sound of
blind.
Heckle. I like the sound of Heckle better, so
Okay, so
I'll
you'll
go
be
with
Heckle.
that.
Michael,
All
introduce
right, I'll be
yourself.
Heckle. Clayton can be Jekyll. That sounds a little bit more up his alley,
It's
anyway.
either
I feel
Raggedy
like
Ann and Andy.
hey, I know who those are.
Anyway, Heckle, go ahead, Michael.
Mike Allen, and I am the vice president of All Sports Productions. We produce the Stewart Boat Show as well as the Florida Outdoor Expo. A couple of other things coming down the pipeline, but we'll keep you tuned on that. We'll let you sit and wait and stew on that one. Yep, keep biting them. So, obviously we know each other from family history, from the fishing scene,
It's a
and
small world. It's a small world.
it is a very small world. So, thank you for having us on, and I appreciate the invite. Always good to get with you and talk shit.
Listen, that's one thing. What's one of the few things I'm fucking good at, man? Talking shit. Now,
And Clayton, I don't need to introduce him. I'll let him do himself, but he's Clayton's part of the glue that keeps it all together.
Clayton is the glue, but that's a whole nother story. Go ahead, Clayton.
It's Glue, Heckle, Raggedy Ann. Here we go. Hi, I'm Clayton. I handle operations and whatever else Mike doesn't handle at the Florida Outdoor Expo and at All Sports Production. Um, I also build bowstrings, and that is how I decided to go talk to Fly because he was in the Yeti booth with a blanket around him, and it was an awkward situation. And
Oh,
now here we are.
that's right. I
Yeah,
forgot
you
about that.
remember?
I was thinking, honestly, uh, one of my sweet memories, uh, and it really truly is us going to the hibachi restaurant like 3 nights in a row up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But you're right. It was Yeti. I had one of them solar blankets wrapped around me. It was right after the World Cup, and one of you guys came up to me. Hey, aren't you Fla Navarro? Do I owe you money or did I fool around with your wife? Which
Maybe.
one? Maybe.
Well, it's so great too, right? Because Mike, he watches a bunch of stuff, but like I do a lot more on social media. But then I'll never forget you were sitting there, and I almost bumped into you, and you were like had the blanket, and you were messing around, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, this and that, and you're like, no, and just being Fly, and we start to chit chatting about random shit, and then Mike's like, oh shit, you're Fly Navarro. And it's so great after traveling for so many years with you. It's crazy. Like, and it's funny that I'd always tease you and be like, "You're famous," and then what do you say?
I always say I'm not famous, I'm just well known. And
I'm
I
just
always
well
use
known.
I always use the same analogy. Jennifer Lopez is famous. A lot of people know who I am, and which is fine. I don't need to be famous. I just like to be well known. I like to know people. Um, it's great because I'm always the person that people contact when they're trying to put shit together, and somehow I make shit come together. So I'm glad. I'm happy. It's nice to run into people all over the place that I know or have heard of me, or it means I'm doing my job, which is helping introduce people to the outdoors and to fishing and yeah. So I just I'm just a guy that talks a lot, a bearded guy that talks a lot. So
Well, that aligns perfectly with us because that's all we've been
Hmm.
trying to do. I mean, obviously, we've been doing the boat shows for a number of years. Clayton and I, we hunt a lot. As a matter of fact, I just got back from the turkey camp this
go ahead,
past
tell us the
weekend.
story because I heard even fucking Mr. Waddell even sent you a message. So you might as well tell
Uh,
everybody the fucking
there,
story.
there might have been a little message in there, a little surprise.
Go ahead.
And
Tell
I
that's a big
and
deal.
Uncle Bubba's got to get all the credit for that one. That's what my boys call Clayton. So, couple of weeks ago was opening of youth turkey hunt season, and my oldest son, Forrest, is 5, and I told him, "Hey, when you turn 4, you can come hunting with me, but you're not allowed to shoot anything until you're 5." And my biggest concern is I didn't want him to get snake bit from feeling the kick of a gun or something just going wrong. And, he's got plenty of time. So anyhow, fast forward this year, it's his year. He knows that he's going to go turkey hunting with me again, and he knows he gets an opportunity to pull the trigger. So we get out there first weekend, and there's a couple of other kids, some other members up there with their kids. Everybody's out hunting. And I've got my wife with me, my youngest Walker, and my oldest Forrest, all 4 of us sitting in a blind. And for we let me back up a second. So I go get a shotgun from Clayton's younger brother. He's got a 410, and I'm at the house and I'm getting my oldest son Forrest to put it up, see if he can shoulder it, right? There's not a prayer in hell that this kid's shouldering this gun all by himself. So I'm running through the whole scenario with
You weren't
him,
giving him a
showing him.
12 gauge, were you?
No. It's a little 410.
Okay,
So
okay.
12 gauge. Totally a 12 gauge.
Bro,
5-year-old.
shut the fuck up, man.
Tearing in.
But the problem is that it's really difficult to find youth guns or guns that are small enough for kids to be able to manage and hold by themselves. So anyhow, we go through the whole thing, and I'm sitting there, and I've got it in his shoulder, and I grab the barrel of the gun and I jam it into his shoulder. I said, "All right, pull the trigger." As soon as he pulls the trigger, I jam it into his shoulder. I said, "That's what it's going to feel like when the gun goes off. But you won't even notice that the gun goes off when you squeeze the trigger. I promise you." So we get out there, we get set up. I go put the decoys out. He's for whatever reason, we've been watching turkey videos for the last, I don't know, probably 3-4 weeks, going to school every morning to go drop them off. I put it up on the iPad, and the boys are watching turkey videos of Michael Waddell and all these other guys, and can't stop the flop nonstop around the house. Forrest is, making his little turkey calls. He'd be walking around, and and so we get up there, we get set up. He's so adamant about where we're going to put these decoys. And Clayton, I don't even think I told you about this, right? So I'm throwing all the decoys out of the blind because I had it all set up. And we get out there, and he wants to put this one over here and this one over here. The daddy turkey needs to go over here. So
Oh man, he
go
was
back
right into the whole thing, man.
Oh man, this kid he's ate up with turkey hunting. That's his thing. So we're sitting in the blind, we're hearing gobbles, right? All of a sudden, the sun starts to crack. We're hearing gobbles in front of us, we're hearing gobbles behind us. And then, we don't really hear anything for a little while. So we sit there, and out of the corner of my eye, we're just sitting there hanging out. Nobody's really talking. He's just kind of fiddling with his fingers and playing with something. But he can't sit still, Fly, right? He's only 5, right? So
I'm
he's moving
53. I can't
around.
sit still either, man. I get it.
I'm like, Forrest, you got to be quiet. You got to sit still. All of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this red head walking down the road. And I couldn't get to him fast enough. Forrest, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. As soon as that kid stands up, I grab his seat and I throw it to the back of the blind to get it out of the way. I've already got the gun sitting in a tripod, like a gun stand that clamps onto it. It's just like a bog tripod.
Yeah.
Well, there's a problem with that, and I'll tell you all about it here in a second, right? So, and I didn't realize it until it happened. So here comes in this Jake. Couldn't have been more perfect. He never made a sound. He came right into the decoys. Him and another 2 Jakes came in, and they came in, and I go, all right. I put him behind the gun. I said, "Are you on him? Can you see him?" "Yes, I can see him." "Are you got the bead on him?" "Yes, I got the bead on him." I said, all right, well, pull the trigger whenever you're ready. Turkey stops, perfect. He pulls the trigger, shoots right in front of the ground, right in front of this bird. I'm like, oh no, right? So immediately I start going and I kick it into gear and I go to rack the gun. Well, it's a
Bracket.
pump gun, and I put the clamp on the receiver like a dummy. I can't rack the gun. So now I'm trying to fiddle to get it out of the freaking clamp fast enough, right? And these birds just got shot at, ran 10 yards, and came right back to the decoys.
Come on.
So I finally get the gun out of the clamp. Then I go to rack it. Then it jams. Then I rack it even hard, because I'm trying to be quiet when I'm racking it. And I don't know why
Why
I
be
was trying to be
quiet? You just
quiet.
blasted a fucking
Right, right.
shotgun.
I don't know. So I finally get the gun rack, get another one in it, and I'm helping him, hold up the weight of the barrel. He pulls the trigger the second time and he wings the bird. I mean, he just like barely nicked it. You could see the bird. He rolls over, he does like a flop, and then he gets up to go run after it. While he's holding on to the forestock, I rack the gun again with him and I help him aim it a little bit more. He pulls the trigger and smokes this bird, dude. And it was like I was on cloud nine. I couldn't be more happy and more proud. I almost took that whole blind and just threw it off the top of all of us so we can all get out quick. But that kid, I've got some pictures. I'll send them to you. But when you see the pictures of this thing, so we get done. This is like, I don't know. This is still fairly early in the morning. We get some pictures real quick. The bird was super wet because it was real dewy that morning. We call Uncle Bubba. He tells him about the whole story. He says, "Yeah, I shot it. The first time I missed him, but the second time I got him, and then the third time I killed him." And so Clayton, we hang up the phone with Clayton. Then Clayton texts me back. He says, "Hey, you got to call me. I got a surprise for Forrest." So Clayton takes the pictures that I sent him and calls over to Michael Waddell and Jackson and those guys over there with Bone Collector, sends them the video. And Clayton will have to tell you the story about that whole thing because I wasn't a part of it. Next thing I know, I'm getting a video sent to me with Michael Waddell congratulating Forrest and talking about how mom and dad and Knucklehead Walker are out there turkey hunting and you need to go get back in the blind because you got another bird to shoot. And you should see this kid's face when I showed it to him. It looked like he almost looked like he was going to tear up and cry, which made me almost tear up and cry. And I think it was just, it for the last probably what, Clayton, 2 years, this kid's been just ate up
I
with
mean,
turkey hunting.
I would almost say longer than that. Like the kids, for whatever reason, they've been like the turkeys have been their thing. And it's funny because Mike's house is full of deer. He's got some fans of turkeys, but these kids just gravitated to turkeys ever since they were little, real little. Their hands are in there, and I was at an event, so like I couldn't be there opening weekend, so I was in a hotel, and I got the text and the call that first thing in that morning. So I'm sitting at breakfast and I'm like, I wonder if this will work. So I reach out to Jackson, I send the video, send a nice little text message. Hey, this kid's been studying them. Do you think Michael would want to do this? I get a man, tell Forrest we're really proud of him. Let me see what I could do. I mean, a plethora of things. The guy could be hunting, the guy could be busy, this and that, whatever the case is. It just worked. And we got a video. And I think it's important for kids their age to where you have a genuine person like Michael that, showcases the love and the passion of the outdoors, not just doing it for views, not just doing it. Yes, it's become a job, but he is where he's at because he won a turkey calling contest and Bill Jordan, gave him an opportunity. And all this stuff matters. That Michael helped me with my archery career like years ago. And, it's been cool to this journey of us building the expo and being able to have the privilege to go to these shows to actually tell Michael that, to tell that person that, hey, when you were doing those silly archery tournaments and those buck, Monster Buck videos, like that was my Bible. That's what I watched to become a better shooter at a bow and arrow. And it's so like for me to be able to do that and get that to force, and then the video of him watching it, he it's funny because we think that these kids understand that these are real people filming this, but I don't know if they realize that because they watch cartoons, they watch so much stuff that's all fake, to where when he's watching this video of Michael, he says for it, or he says Walker. He's like, you got your knucklehead brother Walker. And they looked, and he's like, "That's Michael Waddell. He's real." And like he kept saying, "He's real. He's real." Like I think that's when it clicked that he's a real person and that he sent a real video to to him. And then it's everybody else at camp, all of our other buddies. Carson Byers, he was
Yeah.
there. Carson sends me, he goes, how he's like, I don't know what to do. You had every grown man at that camp ready to cry. Like, I'm changing my name to Forrest so I can say that video was for me too. Like, it's like, damn, you might as well just got Dale Earnhardt to send a video, you know?
But I mean,
So,
I think it just kind of goes back to what type of person Michael Waddell really is. I mean, for somebody of his caliber to stop what he's doing, because it looked like in the video he was just sitting at home, sitting in his recliner chair.
Having
He
a
might
cup
have
of
been with
coffee, man.
family. Yeah, might have been with family, might have been having coffee still in the morning, and he just jumped on there, filmed the video, and sent it off. But I mean, most like how many people of his caliber would go through that and to send a video like that to a kid that he has no idea. And mind you, Clayton mentioned that we've been going to these events. We've seen Michael, we've talked to him, we've had conversations about having him come to our event and things like that. So he knows who we are, but we don't text with him every day. He's not like a somebody that I can just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, how's your turkey season going?"
Why not?
But I thought but I thought it was really special for him to be able to send something like that to somebody that is not in his inner circle. I think is really fucking badass, if you ask me.
Dude, he's a good guy. I've always heard great things about him,
Yeah.
But listen, most people in the fishing and hunting world are. Our
Well, and
industry,
I'll
our industry has listen, there's knuckleheads in every industry you go to, but uh
there are there are.
assholes get pushed out really quickly, man. It don't take long. Somebody
I'll
might
tell
be
you
able to,
what.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like another happens to be another bone collector, but T-Bone from Bone Collector. Clayton and I met him. What show was that, Clayton, that we met him at?
open season and tape.
Right.
Open
So
season
yeah, and he was just up there. This is before he had
2018.
right. This is before we even did Florida Outdoor Expo. I think we were still scouting, trying to figure out our feasibility study and viability of the show and when to do it. And we ran into him, and you know, I got his cell phone number, and he was one of the people that said, "Hey, anything that you guys need, any questions that you have, give me a call. Happy to help you guys out. Glad that people your age are trying to do things like this because we need more people doing stuff. It's not easy putting on events like this, and if it was, everybody would be doing it." And he was one of the people that I still follow up with to this day, that will actually answer the phone, text me back right away. And he's obviously a pretty popular celebrity. But it just draws that correlation between those types of people in the hunting industry. They're willing to get out there and help other people. And I think that's what we need more of in this world, more people like that aren't so egotistical, that don't always have a chip on their shoulder, or that just want to see other people succeed and do well. And I think that's something that Clayton and I have been fortunate enough with this event and the growth of it over the last couple of years. We've been put in that position to be able to help other people, and it feels good. And vice versa, we've had other people that have seen what we've been doing as a company and what we're trying to bring to the market here, and that have gotten behind us 150 50%. I mean, look at yourself, Fly. You've been there for us since day one as well. So it's
Absolutely. I mean,
I count
you're helping
I
my
count my
industry.
blessings.
Yeah. So now that we've skirted around this a little bit, I'd like to go to the very, very beginning, and at some point we'll definitely talk about the Stewart Boat Show. But I want to talk about the start of the Outdoor Expo. What was the idea? What kicked it off? This podcast is going to be coming out the Monday right before the show. So if you're listening to
I
it as it first comes out, it's going to be literally 5 days before the show. So, um, if you guys can talk about what fire
I
were you sitting around and what the fuck were you drinking when the idea came up? Because usually there's never a good ideas never start with here, hold my salad. So,
well,
uh,
I'd like to preference something since we're coming into March, if you don't mind, Mike. So it's ironic though
coming. What do you
because
mean coming into March?
I'm gonna. So there's a big boat show that takes place in West Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, when
And
this comes out, it's going to be over.
no. Well, but still, just with the Palm Beach, because I remember this clear as day when we were walking around Palm Beach, because Palm Beach Boat Show for us, there's not a lot to do for Stewart, and we didn't have the Florida Outdoor Expo, and it's ironic when we go to West Palm Beach, it's not. With the way Stewart has developed, it wasn't like a lot of work. We're not hustling to sell a bunch of stuff during
Shh, you're
West
not
Palm
supposed
Beach.
to tell people shit like that, man. A lot of work,
So
months and months of
a lot
planning.
of work.
Come on,
This is
dude.
years ago. Okay. So every time we'd go talk to an exhibitor, right? We go talk to a friend of ours. The first questions come out of their mouth. What have you guys killed? Where have you guys been hunting? What airboat are you running? Where you been sledding? Right. And we've been bouncing the idea around of doing another boat show. Right. That's what all of this catalyst. And then we we go get little saucy at the bar that afternoon.
I told
And
you there
Mike
was
looks at
some
me
alcoholic beverage involved.
and
I
Mike looks at
fucking
Never.
me and
knew
goes,
it.
Mike looks at me and goes, that's it. We need to do a sportsman show or something. And I want to say it was like 2017 or 2018. And we've already been kicking around the idea. And then I'll let Mike jump in here and kind of take you where what he came up with. And but I'll never forget that to where it's like it was clear that everybody knew Mike and I as like, yeah, we promote the boat show and we do this stuff, but we are hunters. We're in the airboat. We're out there. But it just showed these guys are dressed nice. They're boat dealers. They're boat owners. They're wanting to talk to us about hunting. It just
What,
Florida had it to do it.
what's the matter with you can have money and still want to go fishing and hunting? Listen, a dead deer does not look at class. Listen, you can be
No, it's
middle
not.
class, you could be high class,
It's about how the synergies connected. It's about how it's Florida offers, you go everywhere else in this country and there's snow, right? But come to Florida, there's not 1 inch of snow besides the last couple
Whoa,
of years in
whoa,
North
whoa,
Florida.
bro. We've gotten
But
snow. Fucking
yeah,
Pensacola
but
got
North,
10 inches last year, and fucking
but
Tampa
you
got
got you
Mike.
got two Peter Glens.
He knew I was gonna fuck with him for 2 hours, and he still signed up for this fucking podcast, dude. He
You
still
got
signed
two
up for
Peter
this
you got
podcast.
two Peter Glens in South Florida. There's a Peter Glen in Palm Beach, and there's a Peter Glen in Miami. And if that doesn't tell you that Florida
Yeah,
is the state of all states to have sportsman shows,
but only
so
Florida Outdoor Expo has Heckle and Jekyll.
So
and a Fla Navarro.
Yeah, amen.
so Clay, so we for years, I don't did you know my Uncle Rick, Fly,
No, I
or
never met him. No. No, wait a
so
second. I don't know if I met him because as this story as this podcast continues, people are going to hear that our roads, our paths, literally were intertwined all through our youth. And when we came across each other at ICAST that one year, Like you were talking about Carson. I knew Carson when he was 6 years old, dude.
Right,
He's a
right.
fucking
So did
kid.
we.
Yeah,
Yep,
but
we
you
grew
So
were
up with
you
them
were
too,
5 and
ironically.
7 at the time, so that's different.
so we all grew up hunting together. When I was a kid, obviously, we did a lot of sport fishing. We'd cruise over to the Bahamas for the summer, and it was always a pile of us kids. So boat shows, maritime industry has always been a natural thing for us. It's always been intertwined in our family. Obviously, with Southern Boating Magazine that my grandfather started back in the 70s, which is still going on today, ran by my father, Skip. My uncle Rick, on the other side of the spectrum, he started a company called All Sports Productions. All Sports Productions was a event producing company that did a couple of other boat shows, but was more well known for the Stewart boat show specifically. Clayton and I used to go and work that show for Uncle Rick when we were kids, um,
Trash.
doing trash, fixing docks, whatever it may be, and I had no idea that I would be in the position that I'm in today. So anyhow, fast forward, my Uncle Rick, unfortunately, he got sick, wound up passing away from cancer. And during that time that he was sick, this company was basically what was paying for all of his medical bills. So we had to keep the lights on, we had to keep the shows rolling. And so right around this time, I was graduating from marine engineering school. I never had the the foresight that I was going to be an event producer or an organizer or anything that I am today. I've always turned wrenches. I was always a gearhead. I loved hunting. I loved fishing, but I was proficient in mechanical engineering, and I was pretty good at it. So I went to school for ABYC certifications and wound up graduating. And right at that time, um, my uncle got sick, and my dad had asked me to come in and help the company out. So I did, and fast forward, I was brought on full time after he wound up losing his battle to cancer. And fast forward from that, Clayton and I, we were sitting there talking. I don't remember exactly how it came up, but we were talking about doing another show. Other exhibitors had approached us at that point and said, "Hey, you guys are doing a pretty good job with the Stewart show. Why don't you do another show?" And we started thinking, going, well, there's a lot of boat shows here in Florida. And, do we really want to do another boat show? And that's when the idea came around. You know what? Florida doesn't need another boat show. What it needs is a sportsman show, something for hunters, for fishermen, for people that like to go camping, biking, hiking, scuba diving, um, spearfishing, whatever it may be, airboats, swamp buggies. I mean, all encompassing of Florida. So we came up with this idea to start this event. And to be honest with you, it was a pretty tall order for us. Um, we,
Sounded a
we
lot
had
better on paper. Sounded a
it,
lot better on
It does,
paper.
man. It
well,
always does.
right. And so, one of the biggest things that we had to start doing right away was traveling around to all these events and asking people, would you like to do another event? So we would travel up to the Great American Outdoor Show. That was the first big outdoor show that we went to and started prospecting for what time of the year would be a good time. Um, what type of clients we need to be looking for, what type of exhibitors we want in the show. And so unfortunately, it was a very difficult time, I think, in both of our lives where, it takes a certain type of person to be able to hear no repeatedly over and over and over and still get up in the morning and want to still get after it and still make it happen. And it was a monumental climb for us. At least it was for me on my end. I mean, it was difficult. It was to the point, Fly, where Clayton and I were having a really rough go at it, because a lot of people would say, hey, look, I love the idea. I love what you guys are trying to do. But call me in a couple of years if your show is still going on and if you're still producing one at that point, and I'll come try it. And we would look at each other and go, well, how the fuck are we going to have a show if nobody ever decides that they're going to do it for the first couple of years? Um, well, there's a big silver lining in that, which was COVID. And COVID afforded us the opportunity. We were supposed to debut the show in 2020. I think at the time we probably had something like, I don't know, 70 exhibitors, Clayton, signed up, something like that. Um, maybe a couple more. And COVID shut the door on us because our first show was supposed to happen in April, and
2020.
March came, right, in 2020, and March came around, shut it all down. So we postponed the show. We called all of our customers and said, hey, obviously everybody knows what's going on. And I would say probably 80% of them said, hey, Mike, we understand. Keep the money and roll it over to next year if you guys are going to do it for next year. So we said, okay, perfect. We'll do it
Right.
next year.
The
So
20%, just a quick question. The 20%, they wanted their money back?
they did, and we
Yeah,
gave it back.
Okay.
and we,
Again, it's
yep.
just a curiosity part on my side.
Yeah, yeah, and a
Because it was
sidebar.
also COVID too. So
No,
a
no, no.
lot of people were concerned.
No, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. I'm just, uh, again, because of business, I wanted to know what your policy was and how you handled it, because it's always nice to see how people handle certain things. And the fact that 80% still said, hey, man, roll it. I'm with you.
Right,
Come hell or high
right.
water. Dude, I think that's great.
And to those exhibitors, we owe a lot to, because without them and their support, we would have flopped. Now, granted, the first year was still a very tough go. I was sitting there biting, chewing on my fingers for 3 days. Um, when we first opened up the show, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So fast forward, we had to cancel it 2020. We fast forward to 2021. Silver lining is that Florida was one of the only states that was open to do business. The rest of the United States, everybody was shutting down, keeping people indoors, no activities, face masks, the whole nine yards. Well, we got our venue to agree to allow us to continue forward with the show in 2021. And that helped us out tremendously, because you have all of these other companies that are used to doing these outdoor shows, for and a lot of which are some of them are in blue states. And they were having issues with doing any kind of event. So they would call us up because we're in Florida. They knew Florida was open for business, and we capitalized on that. That was just right place, right time. And God had that in his plan, and we were blessed and fortunate enough to seize that opportunity. And that's really what started our first year for Florida Outdoor Expo. Now, we didn't light the world on fire by any means year one. But after that, beginning year two and year three, we're now going on our sixth annual year, and we've been trending about a 30% year over year increase in growth in both attendance, exhibitor wise. We now have the largest sportsman show in Florida. And these conversations, and Clayton can attest to this a lot better than I can, because he travels more than I do to some of these other shows. And the conversations are no longer, hey, have you guys heard about Florida Outdoor Expo? We stop and we talk to them. We tell them who we are and who we're with. And the conversations are, oh, well, tell me more about it. Now they're, oh, well, I've heard about that show. I heard you guys got a really good show going on down there. So and so, four booths over has done your show, and they rant and rave about it. And um, now we're coming into our sixth year, and we've got, full on barbecue competitions, dock diving dogs. We've got petting zoos for kids. We're bringing our 3D archery tournament indoors this year. We've got over 250 exhibitors in the show right now as it stands. Our goal is 300 for this year. And the amount of people that come through the gate in these 3 days has just been a complete blessing. I mean, the community has just completely embraced this event and gotten behind it. And I think that it's something fun. It's something for everybody to do. It's not just stuff for dad to do there. There's stuff for mom, the kids. We've focused on our retention and making, sure that there's enough for everybody to do in the family to where they could feel like they can come in for 15 bucks a head and spend an entire day there, and it's not going to break the bank like what a big boat show would do. And typically that's really what we get here is boat shows and flea markets for the most part in Florida. And so we've just been very fortunate. I think that a lot of things, fell into positions to where we were able to capitalize on them. And, that coupled with a lot of years of hard work and dedication and not taking no for an answer. Or if it was a no, then, we just move on and take our licks and keep on going. And, here we are, a couple of years down the line. And, I feel I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish as a team and as a whole, and what we've been able to bring to the market here in Florida. And I think that the feedback that we get from the community is sort of a testament to that.
No, listen, the community talks very highly of it. Especially here in Florida, one of the things, considering people don't realize it, but because of the fact that we're 12 months out of the year, you go to these other places, you go to Pennsylvania, you go to Massachusetts, and I'm not picking on anybody in particular. All I'm saying is a lot of those places, you only get 5 months out of the year to spend outside. You might
Yep.
get a little bit more if you're into the heavy duty hunting where, okay, I want to sit out and deal with, some freezing cold weather for late season deer or for some duck hunting. But here in Florida, we get 12 months out of the year that we can fish, we can hunt. Uh, even our hunting, we got 12 months out of the year we can hunt. There's not very many
Constantly.
states that can say that. I mean, between deer hunting, alligator hunting, duck hunting, dove
Hogs.
hunting, hogs is what gives us all year long, you
Right.
know? So we have a lot of sportsmen down here. And the fact that you guys have found this little niche, and the hardest part was getting people from all these other states to, hey, come try this new show. And that's when I got introduced to the show on year three, going into year three. You couldn't make a
Yeah.
trip,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
you said, "Hey, Fly, I can't let Clayton go by himself. He needs a babysitter. Can you do it?" And I'm like,
Yeah, and I
Regardless
think that
if
was the
that's
bad
remotely
choice.
true, if that's remotely true, it
And
still was
Mike,
the
and I said,
best
Mike, it's gonna
camp
cost you,
ever.
dude. It's
Oh,
gonna
and it cost
fucking,
me
it's gonna
3 nights of
fucking
fucking hibachi.
fuck.
Oh God, here we go.
And another,
Regardless if it was remotely true on if that's the way it went down, I wouldn't have
Bro,
changed it for
bro,
a
there was
minute.
nothing better.
Nothing
Hi,
better.
hi,
I
my
gotta
name is
tell you, I
Clayton.
learned
I'm from the South Florida Outdoor Expo. Would you like to come and join us?
yeah, I think you ended up spending more money. Didn't you buy a hunt while you were there, Fly?
Dude, I bought all kinds of shit. It's
oh my
amazing.
God. And then
No.
so
Here's the
uh,
other thing. So I travel. I travel a lot. So I'm not going to drive to fucking Fort Lauderdale. I told Clayton, just meet me in fucking Philadelphia and then we'll connect. And he's like, well, where do you want me to meet you? I said, well, meet me right here because I am not going to sit outside. I'm going to go into the club. And he goes, the what? I go, just I'll call you when I land. So I landed. He was already there, got his little backpack on. He's got his ghost strings, a little sticker. He's practicing, passing out to the girls. Hi, I'm Clayton. Will you come to the Outdoor Expo? Hi, I'm Clayton. And it's like, dude, hold on, we're not there yet. And so I'm like, come on, we're
Just
going to
giving it
the,
to the flight attendant.
yeah, oh my gosh. So then I take him to the Admirals Club, and he's like, holy shit, what is this? I go, it's the club, man. Have a cup of coffee. You want a bagel or something? My brother made a three-course meal, man. He had a fucking bagel with some bacon, some eggs, put a little cream cheese
And
on
it was
that.
free.
He that was the other thing. Who do I have to pay for this? I'm like, you don't have to pay shit. I already paid for you, you fucked up.
That's when the second plate came out.
That motherfucker, he was double fisted, man.
I'm not surprised.
It's
Listen, I had a fucking ball. We had a great old time up there. We really did. That is a huge fucking show.
That's a great show, man. That's a great. I think
it
that
re-
show's been going on for over 100 years. You know, it started off, I think, as like a farm equipment expo or something like that, right, Clayton? It was all tractors and stuff.
I don't know if it's the same Great American Outdoor Show. The facility was built for the farm show. So, like, I'm not 100% sure. We'd have to look it up, but the show's been going on, I want to say, for a while, over 50 plus years.
It's an
So,
awesome show. I mean, I can't.
it really is.
They've got hundreds and hundreds of exhibitors. Um,
It's an it's an awesome show till you start going to the Western Hunt Expo in Utah.
oh,
The Western Hunt Expo in Utah is everything that the Great American Outdoor Show is, just nicer,
well, you're
just
talking.
extremely nicer.
Well,
Like it's
listen,
so
I'm sure they have a lot more Western United States hunts. And when you start getting into them Rocky Mountain hunts, you're talking a totally different level. And not listen, I'm not poo-pooing anything at the outdoor expo. But
neither am I.
you have everything from a basic frog hunt to a dove hunt to offshore to anything you could imagine. Oh, I remember I ran into Travis Butters there. He was helping. I just remember that he had his cowboy hound.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch, that looks like Travis Butters. So no, listen. It's a great show. I'm trying to remember what I bought. I came this close to buying a red stag hunt in Argentina.
you did.
I came
Well,
that
because
fucking close.
it was a dropout. So like you were going around because everybody would put like we'll have a last minute dropout call.
Yeah,
And you would go and say, "Hey, I'm your guy for that.
yeah,
If somebody drops out, here's my card. You call me, I'll fly out there if I'm available."
I'm
Uh,
definitely one of those. It's hard for me to. I can plan out one or two a year, like way out in advance, but my schedule's so crazy. I'm really good at, hey man, we're going in 3 weeks. You want to go? Oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. I ain't got shit in 3 weeks. Or let me see if I can move. Oh, I can't go for all 6 days, but I can go for four of them, you know?
Well, and the other thing is too is that Clayton and I we grew up together. Our dads were on the same hunting lease with Uncle Steve. We all grew up together hunting in
Uncle
Christmas,
Todd.
Florida. Uncle
Uncle Todd
Todd,
was
all
there.
yeah, all of them.
Fucking Uncle
And
Todd is the greatest. I better keep my
oh yeah,
mouth shut because I can get him into fucking trouble.
yeah, no, you should.
He
You
gets
should
himself
actually.
into
I'll
he gets
I'll
himself
I'll
into
I'll
trouble.
FaceTime him. I'll FaceTime him right now. He's not doing anything other than
No, leave
fiddling
him.
with
No, 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 no.
something up
Let's
at the
let's let's
piano.
finish having the conversation here. We can do it afterwards. Let's do it after. He
So,
he is a fucking great dude.
oh no, he's one of the legends. And so, but hunting here in Florida has its limitations. While we do have, some decent deer here in Florida, if you want to go shoot some monsters, you're not doing it in the state of Florida.
No,
And that was something that we really had to drive home with a lot of these different hunting outfitters, because we've got guys from Alaska to Africa to all over the Midwest, South America. I mean, you name it. If there's a species that you want to go chase after, more than likely we have an outfitter that's doing it. But what was really interesting was as we started going down this rabbit hole, we started to learn how many clients all of these different customers would have from the state of Florida. And that's purely because we can only grow animals so big here, and we only have so many different species to hunt. And if you want to go kill some monsters, you're going outside of the state. So most of the people that hunt in Florida, I would say probably over 90% of them hunt outside of the state of Florida. And that's where, we really started excelling with getting a lot of these different hunting outfitters on board, getting them to see the light of coming to South Florida. Because, like I said, most of our people, they travel to go hunt. You can't kill greenheads here in South Florida. I mean, but I've sat in a duck blind and had some amazing duck hunts with, as a matter of fact, with Clayton's younger brother, Pee Wee. And, we've killed like 10 different species for a 2-man limit sitting in a duck blind here in Florida, and just had awesome hunts. But you're not killing greenhead mallards here. You just don't. They don't fly over here. So, I think that's been another thing that's really helped us grow and help get the exhibitors here to Florida, because they see the market share down here, and they're after it. They know who their customers are.
So one of the other things that has been coming to light over the last couple of years, the show has become successful. Mike actually has something that he's worked very hard on that he could share with you about the Florida Outdoor Expo brand, and that'll be pretty cool. That's really exciting. Um, so Florida's a big state, so a lot of these shows that take place in other states, you could drive 2 hours in one direction and end up in two different states over. Coincidentally, leaving Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this year, I took a wrong turn. I ended up in Delaware when I needed to go to Philly. That's a
Why?
whole nother
Why
story.
aren't I surprised?
Anyways, but I made my
Can't believe
flight.
you told me that.
Fucking
So,
guy calls me in a
anyways,
panic. I'm trying to get fuel. I'm in Delaware. Why are you in Delaware,
Why the
Clayton?
fuck
I
are
don't
you
oh
in
know.
my God,
Delaware?
Fucking maps brought me to
God,
Delaware.
I
God
leave him
damn
for
it,
one
man.
fucking year and he ends up in Easter
So,
Pip.
so, anyways, we'll go back to that cluster F. But the cool thing that has developed is when we first started this, a lot of companies are like, man, Florida, it's palm trees. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some people that are disconnected with how much outdoors and how much hunting really takes place here, right? It's very well known for fishing and sail fishing and that industry. Even people that live here in Florida, I think, are disconnected on how much hunting takes place and how much state regulated land is free access to go hunt. Now, with that said, what I'm finding out is big companies, big brands have secretly wanted somewhere to exhibit. The sales directly indicate that, hey, Florida's a big state for us. We do well there. There just hasn't been an appropriate place to display. So the one thing that we lose as an outdoorsman and people that like to look at quality products, not just the stuff Bass Pro has. Nothing against Bass Pro, but like real quality products, you don't see it. You just see it online. And if you don't get the privilege to travel to some of these bigger shows, you don't get to see this image. You don't get to touch the camo. You don't get to see the turkey vest or whatever it is that you're desiring. So once you start connecting these dots and you start conversing with these owners and manufacturers, and they're like, dude, it's makes sense, makes all the sense to where they want to come. Also, this thing is shifting in all these shows, right? Unfortunately, they've all been around for 50 plus years, and they just are what they are. That people are looking for something new, something exciting, something fun, right? They want to be not just this plain Jane event. And now it's not to talk bad about these events, they just are what they are. They've been around for 50 years. This is your event. This is what. So Mike and I have kind of taken, what's the problems? What do people complain about? Like, let's control what we can. Now, it's a very hard thing because when you say you're going to do something, everybody remembers when you don't do it. Nobody ever comes and says, "Hey, thank you for doing that. Thanks for
Amen.
just doing what you said you were going to do." No, they're like, "You're a jerk. You didn't do." You're right. I didn't do that. So that everybody points that out. But with that said, we've taken it. We, and I say we, the whole team at All Sports, Alex, Ashley, Natasha, everybody works very hard on just doing what we say we're going to do, because that, at the end of the day, is why I think we have made it to where we are now. Because most people will overpromise and underdeliver. We should overpromise and overdeliver. And I'll never forget, years ago, Mike would come in my
What?
office. He's like, "Bro,
Whoa, stop. Rewind. What'd you just say?
which part? Overpromise and overdeliver?"
Over promise and over deliver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under
It's supposed to be under
No,
promise and over deliver,
no.
but
I understand, but why? Overpromise and overdeliver. Get people excited and do exactly what you say you're going to do, right? Because even if you fall slightly short, they will see that you gave everything in your power. It's the effort that people admire. Anybody that has built something wants to see the effort that went into it. They can tell that if you fell a little short, but if you gave everything you could, all the effort in the world, they'll support you 100%. And I think you would agree to that, to everything you've accomplished. You
I,
could watch somebody fall flat on their face, but if you would see that they're trying
oh no,
everything
no.
in their power,
If you
you
try
would go help them
everything,
get up.
yeah. But I have a
So,
problem. I like to slither around quietly in the dark like a good Cuban because I don't like to promise shit. I just like to bam, there it is. Where the fuck did that come from? Because you're right. Um, when you start putting pretty high expectations, man, listen, people don't realize how much hard work goes into stuff. They just see, oh, this is just 3 days. And it's like, no, motherfucker, this ain't just 3 days. This is 13 months. I started this one here last year before the last one,
right,
you
right.
know?
well, I love it. I love it when they tell you too. You're like, they know we do the Stewart Boat Show, and then, "Oh, how many events you do? Two? Oh, that's it? Well, 6 months to do one event? Really? That long?" Like, just like
Bro.
they're blown away that it's like, what are you doing for 6 months? Like,
Well, and
what?
that's also how it used to be. Now it's wide open year round. When we're working on Stewart, simultaneously we're working on Florida Outdoor Expo at the same time. Um, and now we're looking to do even more. And something that Clayton was alluding to earlier, and Fly, I don't know if I've told you about. Have I told you about Little Legends?
Yes, you told me about it the other day
Yeah.
when you and I
So
talked, when I had to twist your arm and convince you to come on the podcast. I'm so busy. I don't like public speaking. I don't want to be on a camera.
I'm pretty sure none of those words came out of my
Hey,
mouth.
listen, this is my
I
fucking
mean,
podcast.
it
I can
sounds
say what I
it,
You're
it
so
sounds
full
a
of
hundred
shit.
percent. It sounds 100% true to me. I believe every bit of it.
Hey,
If
listen,
I'm the
you
one
didn't think
passing
I
out
was
stuff
gonna
to the
pick on
flight
only
attendant,
Clayton, did you? I have to throw a little shade your
I will say, listen, I'm not a big camera guy. However, I'll get on camera anytime. I
listen.
just
I appreciate you
I don't
coming on. I
I don't
I
know.
know how busy you are.
Never too busy for you, Fly. Come on.
And I appreciate you taking care of Clayton as well. He
Well,
needs all the help
to
he needs help.
somebody's got to take care of them when you stop.
you guys say that, but I feel like I take care of you guys. So
I think that's
I
what
get
I can't
all
breathe.
it's
people that have
it's
problems feel that same way, Clayton.
Oh my
it's
God.
perspective. It's all perspective.
Oh,
Say what you want.
I
My
can't fuck.
perspective is I take care of you guys.
I'm feeling verklempt. Oh my God, this is so funny. This is better than fuck. I should just bring the hibachi right here. Uh,
You won't do it.
oh, I
Can
just
we tell
finished.
everybody? Can we tell everybody how the hibachi thing started?
I don't even remember how it started. Oh, wait a second. We went to one
I do.
restaurant. Yeah,
You
go ahead.
getting
Go ahead.
angry.
Go ahead. Tell the story.
It's our first night in at the Great American Outdoor Show. Well,
Set the
and
mood.
mind you,
Set the mood.
well, okay.
We've
So
been
we do
listen.
the whole show
I fed him the fucking bagel and cheese and egg and
hours
bacon in the
ago.
morning.
Hours ago. So
And
anyway,
then
so
we checked in. There was a cop there. I was concerned it was ice, and I needed a special cable for my computer to upload
Oh,
something.
you did need the special cable. No
Yeah,
cop and ice. He's
I
exaggerating.
needed an
But keep
Ethernet
but a
cable.
lot. There was a body and chalk on the hotel. Yeah. Anyways,
Go ahead.
so it's like 9 o'clock in Harrisburg on like a Tuesday, and we're trying to find a place to eat, and we go to two different places and they're closed. And then we drive by and Fly's like, look, what was that? Apache. And we drove by it. And I'm not thinking much of it. And then Fly's like, I don't give a fuck. Go pull in somewhere or go back to the hotel. I'm done. So I pulled around. We go to this hibachi place. It's empty. And I was like, oh, this is not good. We sat
Angry little
down.
fucking Cuban.
Bro, listen,
And I was
when
like,
I get
and
tired, yeah.
that's
Oh,
it. Take me home or we're
me
done.
and you both. Me and you both.
Yeah, I can deal with it. I
So-
can deal with hungry, but when I'm tired, no, I'll go to
So
bed. I'll
then-
skip dinner.
We sit down at this hibachi place, empty. And I'm like, oh, here we go. This is not whatever. So we get hibachi, we order sushi, and it was phenomenal. Like, and we were the only people there.
It was
great.
more than
So then
phenomenal. It was
So
fucking good.
So then the next night, we're walking out of the event, and I'm like, what are we doing for dinner? And he goes, hibachi. And I'm like, yeah. And that's it. And every year since I've been there, that has been my one night.
We
I
went
now-
there
and
3
we
nights in a row, and the
And
last
then we
night,
did it again.
and the last night, we brought half the fucking show with us. We had a bunch of different. The best part was Olga. Olga's the fucking best. So she came. We filled up the whole fucking table. We brought everybody.
We had a good old time. And then ever since then, it's just been my little secret gym because it's never busy. It's always quiet. So
You get good food.
And then you went the year after that. We went back together again. And then after that, you started becoming Fla Navarro again and traveling all over the world. And we're like,
COVID lifted. I got.
You can do it by yourself, Clayton. You don't need to go anymore.
After a certain time, you have to kick the birdie out of the nest and let him see if he flies. And look at him. I'm so proud.
I cried a little bit.
Listen. I remember when we first put him on the bus and we were worried if the bullies were going to pick on him. Now look at him. No.
It's because he ate the fucking bus.
Oh my God. You know what? That reminds me. That one night we had, the night we had all the people from the show, one of the guys, Mike, this is not going to surprise you one bit. One of the guys that he invited was the guy that had the 3D archery contest on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He had to have that guy so he can pick his brain and tell him how good of an archery guy he is. It was it was a little uncomfortable, really. I needed to put a little lead covering on him as he was talking to him. It was not good. It was not good.
It's so weird.
I made it weird. That poor. Listen.
You make it weird. We didn't even
how
know
do I
what that
make it
guy
weird?
did.
You were wrapped up on his leg, humping his ankle.
Like a little chihuahua.
There ain't no little chihuahua about me at all.
Red Rocket.
Red Rocket.
But listen, on serious note, do you remember our conversation that morning at breakfast? Do you recall
which morning?
So, all right.
Because we did a lot of different breakfasts.
I know. So that day particularly, we're sitting at breakfast, and now we didn't know. You could put it on the record that we didn't know that those guys did that archery tournament. We found out there at the bar. So
I cannot confirm or deny. I don't remember.
Okay. So That was the year we found out that you and I were going to Africa, Mike. Right? Fly was with me, and that became a
Was
true
that the
thing. That's
year? I
when
thought you went the next year.
well, we were going that summer. Like that was in
I,
February, and we
I,
were going that summer.
no, I think it was
And
after our second trip. It was after our second trip you guys went to 100%. I know it
yeah,
wasn't the
no,
first year.
that's when we met the first year when we went to lunch with Inga and all those people, the Brandon and Matt were not at dinner with us. That was the second year we went to dinner. So we found out that we were going to Africa, and I was sitting there at breakfast with you, telling you that I was like, man, I wanna shoot, I want to shoot one of these mountain archery events, these Western, this thing called TAC, but I don't think it's gonna come true this year because I'm not going to have the money because I'm going to Africa. Like I'm not going to be able to travel to both. And Fly looked at me and you started yelling at me very aggressively, and I started to cry because you were being so mean
Well,
about
tell me
stop worrying
something that I
about the
don't
money.
do. I
Stop
do.
worrying about the money. If you want to do it, just go do it. He
Yeah.
goes, did you know that I sponsor a girl to put my logo on her shirt and I give her $300? Why don't you go make a shirt and get your friends and get people that want to support you, and they'll help you get to these events, right? So then I was like, okay. And he's
That's
like,
the
let me know
only
when you get
reason
the
he still
shirt.
calls me. It's the only fucking reason he still calls me. Hey, you want to have
Because he needs
So,
lunch?
that $300.
No, fucking
so,
inflation, Biden inflation. It's fucking $500 now. No, no,
so,
and then no.
Well,
To
he's a
boot,
better shooter. He's a better
listen.
shooter
To
now.
boot, the year he fucking gets somebody pissed off because he overpromised and
no,
over-delivered. He's like,
Oh,
I
that's
need,
a good
that
one.
was Mike's,
I,
that was
I
Mike's
need to
fault.
cover the guy's fucking logo. Can you
How is
help
it
me?
my
I,
fault?
I go.
You told me to call Fly.
I, I
He's
said,
like, call Fly.
I give you $500 if you put my face on your shirt. And fucking A, did he put my face when he pulled back right there. There's my ugly mug.
So, so coincidentally, that night, I invite a company that we've had in the show, a company called Bow Spider, and he says, "Hey, I got a couple friends. Do you care if they come?" "Oh, I don't care. That's fine." And he even says, "I'll pay for their dinner. Just. Do you care?" And I was like, "No." So then we all met at dinner that night, and then of course Fly gets there, doesn't know anybody, walks around, says, "Hey, I'm Fla Navarro. What do you guys do?" And then boom, they start telling us that they created an archery event in the mountains called Mountain Archery Fest. And Fly goes, "Huh, look at that. Didn't you decide you wanted to do one of those shoots this year?" And that's how that all
That's,
that's how
that's,
all that transpired.
that's how God works, man. When you decide you want to do something, first of all, God would not give you the idea if he didn't have a plan already for you. It's just a matter of you making the decision, I'm going to do this. And then you do it.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't know. You just got to trust the process, man. Jump. You just got to trust the process. Half the shit I do, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, but I pretend and I talk to people and I never tell anybody I can't do something. I just say, hey, give me a couple days and let me see what I can figure out. And
That's it.
yeah, and look at you. Now you're a fucking professional bow hunter and you go around. Michael Waddell shares videos with you and fuck. You're next thing you
Fly
know,
Navarro buys me
next thing you know,
Fly
you're gonna
Navarro
send me a
buys me
pic.
lunch.
Next thing you know, you're gonna send me a picture of you and fucking Jennifer Lopez. You're gonna say, "Look, I'm hanging out with famous people now."
Who's famous now, bitch?
Funny thing, my wife talks, shit to me. She's like, you meet, like, she follows all these people and I meet them at the show. So I'll take pictures with some of the people she follows on Instagram and this and that. So she's sending me pictures of Morgan Wallen. And I'm like, this is the sensitive subject. You buy all these Morgan Wallen concert tickets that cost a fortune. Why are you sending me pictures of him? And she goes, I just want you to know who he is. Okay. She goes, because I know you're going to come back and you're going to tell me you're sitting at the bar hanging out with this country guy and you didn't know who he is for 20 minutes and it's going to be Morgan Wallen. So I figured at least you could know who the guy is. So when you're standing next to him,
I
And I'm
send
like,
you a
it's
picture
I
so
don't
you
know.
know who you're sitting at with the bar.
So she jokes with me all the time that like if you go to somewhere and you meet Morgan Wallen and you don't know who he is, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm
That's
like, I'm gonna
have you
purposely not know who he is
have you
now.
seen the video of Al Bundy? What's his name? Ed, whatever his name is. The guy that played Al Bundy. He was on Ellen
Yeah,
DeGeneres and
and
said, "So
married with children.
yeah, married with children." And he's like,
Yeah,
"So I'm sitting at this party and this girl walks up to me and says, 'Can I take a selfie with you?' And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this chick is. So sure, I take a selfie with the girl. So I got to text my daughter and say, 'Who is this?' So he sends his daughter a picture and it was him with fucking Taylor Swift. He had no fucking clue who it was.
That's fucking great.
that's me, bro.
So
I'm telling you, out of all the years, we stand in somewhere. Michael look at me and he'll be like, "Man, that's such and such from YouTube," and I'll be like, "Who? Who?" I'm not a big YouTube watcher guy, unless you're famous or really well known on YouTube. I don't really know who you are, right? But Mike catches them all in the crowd, man.
I
So
was I was
Yo,
he
sitting
knows them all.
I was sitting at a bar in Cabo once. There's some big old fucking, I mean, big motherfucker, bald head, sitting right next to me. And everybody comes up to him and shaking his hand and shaking his hand and shaking his hand. I was drinking back then. I was in my early 20s. I look at him, I'm like, you somebody famous or something? And he goes, nah. And okay, whatever. I walk off and somebody says, what were you doing standing next to Stone Cold Steve Austin? I'm
no way.
I'm like, who? He goes, that big bald motherfucker. That was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
How the
So
fuck do you not know an American icon like that?
Because
I got
at
the
that time I was living in Venezuela, man. I only flew over there to fish a tournament. I didn't watch fucking American TV. I was fishing.
Oh God,
I
that
didn't
should
know
be that should be a question on the citizenship test.
I
I
was
got to
born here,
talk to him.
motherfucker. I was born here.
You
I
should
got to
still take
talk
a
to him on
test.
the phone. You
Stone
still need to
Cold.
take a test. So I got to talk to him on the phone. So in my years of teaching people or teaching archery, doing lessons, I picked up a client named Paul. Paul is known as the Big Show, the wrestler. So
He has no
you
idea who the Big Show is.
you
Bro,
uh
I know Hulk Hogan
everybody
and the
does.
Iron Sheik. That's it.
Okay.
R.I.P.
So yeah, R.I.P. So, but the Big Show, he's just as famous as Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's like that generation. Anyways, so he's 7'1". He weighs like 560 pounds. Okay, he's ginormous. I had to use a ladder to adjust his peep sight. So as I'm teaching him lessons and working with him, the phone rings and he has it on speakerphone and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sitting here with my archery coach," and he's like, "Brother, I just shot me a fucking deer, having a brew, just figured I'd call and tell you." And he's like, "Hey, tell my coach." And I was like, "What's up?" And he goes, "Hey man, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I just called my buddy Paul and telling him I killed a deer." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." He's like, "Nice to meet you." And he's like, "All right, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later," and hangs up the phone. Pretty cool. So
Good on him. Listen,
yeah.
just because he wrestles doesn't mean he's not allowed to go hunting. I mean, it's the great American pastime. How else do you listen? There used to be a time in our country that you couldn't get meat sitting on top of a styrofoam tray.
That's right.
You had to go out there and get it yourself. Oh, speaking of, yesterday
You can't tell that to anybody these days.
I don't give a
Meat,
fuck. I'm gonna
food comes from Publix. That's where it
no,
lives.
bro. Last night, I made Naomi and I a elk zucchini lasagna. Instead of using the noodles, I used the zucchini and some ground up. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. That elk
I've
is,
been using chickpea noodles.
yeah, dude, that's, I
Too healthy.
just, yeah, I can't, I don't mind substituting a vegetable, but
A what?
a vegetable, a
A
vegetable.
vegetable. You
That's like,
adding an extra A in there?
no, that's like a battery.
Oh,
We went to lunch the other day and I went with Naomi and some of her friends, and the lady in front of me ordered chicken salad. And I go to the guy, I go, I'll take two of them. He looks at me, he goes, "You from the islands?" And I didn't realize he was from Jamaica. So we started talking
Oops.
there, hanging out. It was cool. It was cool. Listen, all them years I spent down in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and I fished 20 seasons down there. First time I ever went down there, that's where I met Uncle Todd. Uncle Todd worked for Eddie Wettengale, or did all the work on Eddie Wettengale's boat. So it was Todd, Mikey Deegan, Daryl, which was Eddie's son-in-law, and then Todd. It was the four of us. We took a boat from St. Tom or BVI to Aruba, and from Aruba to the canal. So Uncle Todd has a video of me on the bow. He's using a big old fucking camcorder thingamajigger back then. This was like
It's the
19.
first Sony camera made.
Yeah, that thing must have been 27 pounds. That's why he's not that tall anymore. He used to be fucking 6'3". Now look at him. He's beat
That's what
down.
happens when you. That's what happens when you lug around diesel fucking generators and
That's
giant
all.
turbos.
Well, it's also what happens when you have a 17-foot Boston whaler with a high tower on it and go around the entire state of Florida.
Yeah, that
Hey,
boat, it'll catch you. That boat.
yeah, that is a pretty neat boat. I will say
That thing
we've
is
done
fucking
some
phenomenal.
we've done some SEAL Team 6 missions
Mm.
on that thing.
I don't think we can
Way
talk
too
about
late
that.
at night.
We can't talk about that. That never happened.
You can, but you got to don't use names. It's plausible deniability.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that was on that boat. I've just seen
I
that.
don't. I listen. All I know is I woke up in the morning and I had green stuff on my face. It's like what's it? What's the? Oh my God! What's the comedian Andrew Schultz when he says blackface is not good? Blackface is not good. Blackface is not good. But when you're a Navy SEAL, you gotta paint my
Blackface is
shit
good.
up. You gotta paint my shit up. Because if not, I look like an iPhone flashlight.
Dude,
Ah, he's fucking hilarious, dude.
yeah, that guy. Have you ever seen him in person?
I've never met him in person. No, not yet.
Yeah,
I
he's famous.
he is. He is. I like him. He's I'll be honest with you. I like there's a lot of comedians I like if you can kind of not be so PC, I'm cool with you, man. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but
yeah, but
remember,
don't go to a comedy show if you don't want to get your feelings hurt.
but you got to also remember, I'm Gen X. I used to watch fucking Archie Bunker and the Jeffersons. They were brutal, man. They were
Mhm.
brutal, and whatever. Nobody got hurt. It just, you're making fun
No,
of your friends, man. If I can't sit there and tease my buddies, I don't want you as a buddy. I gotta
You're
make
so
fun of
mean to
you.
me, Fly. Why are you so mean to me?
That's
No
because
one's
you got
picking on
sand in
me.
your vagina. That's why.
doesn't
Ah,
feel very good, does it, Clayton?
I like the
no.
way it feels. I
Uh,
like it.
listen, here's
I
the
like it a
thing.
lot.
As a man, um, we bond over making fun of each other. Have I ever told you the story about what Naomi asked me 3 years into our relationship? Really, it's like somewhere between year and 2 and 3. She goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And as a man, when your significant other wants to ask you a question or says, "Hey, we need to talk," your fucking butthole puckers up, dude. I'm like, "Oh, fuck.
Uh,
What's going on?" She goes, I just have a question. I really want to know the truth. She goes, "Do you like me?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I know you love me, but do you like me?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, you're always teasing me." And I'm like, "Oh, that's just my sense of humor." And, now we've been together almost 11 years. She sees me hanging out with my friends. She'll come up to me and go, "You're so fucking brutal to him." I go, "Because he's my favorite one, man." He's my favorite
Yeah,
one.
We've got a couple in our group like that, like our buddy Billy. When we all get together, and it's me,
Oh,
Clayton, Billy, and some of our
Oh,
it. It is just
you know
wide,
Billy.
Bill,
wide fucking open.
I know Billy.
I'm pretty sure he's helped us every year at the expo. Like if you saw him, you'd be like,
I
oh yeah,
maybe
I
if
know
I
him.
saw him, I don't. It's
Yeah.
hard for. Listen, I, I'm
I
still
know you're
running.
famous. It's okay.
No,
You're
no, no.
famous. I
I'm
get it.
still
I get
running.
it.
Again, you guys are '80s kids. I'm running on DOS. You guys have
You-
iOS. This is DOS. I still see code in green, like the Matrix. That's how
Oh,
fucking.
stop it. You're not that old. Shut up. We're gonna have Skip on the podcast so he can talk shit to you about being young.
Listen, hold on a second. Skip, what does Skip do? He marries somebody a bunch of years younger than him. So good on him, dude. Fucking listen. My man is living
So
large. That right there, that's fucking Tupac and Biggie rolled up into one when we talk about Skip. And for people that don't know, Skip is fucking Mike's dad. He is the original OG. That motherfucker, he walks around with his little fucking no, that's you with the little those
he
cigarillos.
Yeah,
walks around with a
with
full
the
blown
cigars.
cigar.
Yeah,
Pop
yeah,
He
yeah.
walks
got a
around with
full
a big
blown
cigar.
cigar.
My man, what he needs a cane and a fucking furry fucking cape. That's what fucking Skip needs.
That's what we're gonna hook him up with a cape when we go to Canada this year. We're going in September to go on a bear hunt, and
Where?
we talked the old man into it.
New Brunswick.
Oh, you guys, you should come visit me in Nova Scotia before or after. When are you going?
Um,
September.
I, motherfucker, you just said September. September what?
Second
Oh,
week of
first
September, I think, or first week.
September 6th through September 11th.
Oh wow, you guys are going right at Labor Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sixth. Yeah, that's right. The 6th through
Okay.
11th. But I think we're planning on flying in. We're either going to
I
fly in a
think the
couple of
5th.
days early, or we're going to
The
fly
5th.
out a couple of days late to go check some stuff out. Because I've never been up that far north on the East Coast before, but I
Bro,
hear it's fucking beautiful.
beautiful. And if you like potatoes, go to PEI. Yeah, that's a fucking potato. That's where all the Irish landed.
I don't know that I'm going to drive out of my way to go get a potato, but I believe you.
Yeah, but listen, the clams, the oysters, the mussels. Ooh la la.
Hey, we were talking earlier about who was the first one to eat some of this shit. I think the oyster's probably the worst. Who looked at an oyster and was like, let me crack this open and suck out this slime out of this thing? Which, don't get me wrong, I
that
like
was
an oyster, a little Tabasco sauce,
that was a hungry motherfucker.
dude,
Whoever the first one was a
or a
hungry
nasty
Hungry?
son of a
motherfucker.
Well,
bitch.
and I've gone down this rabbit hole with other people, and I'm like, how do you? And they're like, they probably saw a bird eat it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that would make sense. That would give you the idea. Maybe if you're
Buddy, I've
hungry
seen a
enough,
dog eat shit before out of the grass. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go eat shit.
it means you're not that hungry. That's what that means. It means you're
Touche.
not that hungry.
Touche.
That's all that means. But
Oh,
yeah, no,
listen.
but back then they didn't maybe have as much common sense. I don't know if they had more common sense or less common sense, but it's crazy on some of the stuff that is
Bro,
delicious.
listen, I've gone to some countries and I have eaten some fucked up shit. And it just, again, it's just another chapter in my book.
Wait,
It's
have you gone? So where are you going in Nova Scotia this year?
a town called
Same place.
Lismore. It's between New Glasgow and Antigonish.
And
Go up there.
that's
I go up there tuna fishing every year.
that's just north of where we're going to be, right? Like
Yeah,
another.
it's actually a little bit east of where you're gonna be.
East.
New Brunswick, uh let me pull it up so I can describe it perfectly. New Brunswick is like north of Nova Scotia.
Oh, so we're going to be north of where you are. You're just going to be just to the east of us then.
Yeah, just to the east. I'm gonna pull it up just so I speak.
Don't they
Uh,
get a lot of storms out there during that time of the year?
so it's so funny because the hurricanes, like in the Gulf, when you get a hurricane in the Gulf, and the northern trade winds pick them up and they blow southwest to northeast, and yeah, we get them. Now it ends up just being. Hold on a second. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Let me see
I'm
if
looking at it. Yeah,
no,
it's
I'm gonna pull it
so
up so you can see it. Hold on. We
You need a
w-
Jamie. Jamie, can you pull that
yeah,
up for me?
did I can you see it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Uh so you're gonna be here in New Brunswick, which is just east um
Man.
of Maine, and then I will be like right, you see where my cursor is?
Yep.
yeah,
Right here. I'm in between New Glasgow and Antigonish. So you see this bay right here?
yeah.
Okay, so right here is the marina we mainly fish out of, but this is the bay where they caught the world record bluefin tuna, 1496.
So you don't even
Who?
go far.
Oh no,
You just go.
a long run for us is 16 miles. That's a long one. Sometimes we only
Oh wow.
do there depending on where the all the fish are like really close. So this little island right here, so where we're leaving out of, we leave there's Lismore. This little island right here, when they show up here, they're all monsters, man. They're all monsters right here in Pictou.
Pictou Island.
Pictou Island. This
And
is
what's
all
a what's a
Pictou. This is
what's an
that's this.
average and what's a monster?
Okay, so any usually, I don't think I've ever seen one under 900 around here.
Oh no shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've never seen one
Wait, so
under 900.
are we going to be crossing over the same time period? Are you going to be there
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we're up north?
It's so funny because I just had my calendar up. Let me stop sharing it. So I always go up right after Labor. I say right after Labor Day. It's all depending, and Curtis gets his people flying in the first group the Monday after. And I used to not be able to start fishing until that Monday because I was on HMS, highly migratory species. And last year, maybe the last 2 years, but definitely last year, I had off because I had to I termed out. I did 3 terms. I did 9 years. And just yesterday, they sent me an email. Congratulations, you're back on.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so
So
I gotta go. I
who are
gotta go
you
to
fishing with?
Washington, D.C. His name is Captain Curtis McGilvery. So he's just a local commercial fisherman. He fishes. He starts lobster fishing at the end of April, May and June. Then July he'll do snow crabs, and then he goes to rock crabs. And then after rock crabs, he gets ready for the charter season, and he lets me hang out with him for a few weeks to get away from the oppressive heat. And I introduce him to my buddies, and he runs his business through that. And um, gets me outside of Florida. Again, as long as I have Wi-Fi, I can work. So
So is this just a buddy of yours that you go fishing with
yeah,
and you just tag along?
I just tag along, man. And I
You
just
think
int
Captain Curtis will let us jump on the boat?
I'm sure we can talk about it. We can definitely talk about it. So but yeah, I'll be up there now that I'm going to be on the fisheries boards. I'll probably fly up on the 11th or 12th. I got to figure it out. I haven't even gotten that far. I know the calendar of who he has going in. Um, Again, because when he's commercial fishing,
Yeah.
I'm like people call me up. Everybody, uh, one, two, uh, three of the people that go fishing with him, I do business with. So they know that
Is
so I just introduce them. They're, oh, we want to go. I'm going here, talk to Curtis.
so
He's
is
like,
this are they is does Curtis long line or
no,
is
for the
this
tunas, he rod and reels them. He rods and reels
Wow.
them. Yeah, he runs a charter business. I just put him in touch with the people. He lets me fucking ride along, again, to get it's funny, the last 2 years in Canada, they're like, what brings you to Canada? I go, the fucking oppressive heat of South Florida, man. I want to get the fuck out, man. It is hot.
Yeah.
So I go up there until Canadian Thanksgiving, which is Columbus Day. So we're all Florida boys. I had never seen leaves change until I started going up there.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh my God. One day I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Who painted the leaves?
Yeah.
And um, so again, it gets me out of town for a little bit. Curtis has turned out to be like a big little brother. He's depends on who you're asking. I say he's 300 pounds. He tells me he's 276, but who's counting? But he's this big burly lobster guy, and just man, just a typical Canadian person, just a super super nice guy. The town of Lismore has a whopping 79 people
Oh
in that
wow.
little town. Everybody knows everybody. I go to the gas station. Hey, Fly, what's going on? I see you posted some stuff on Facebook. Hey, thanks for making fun of Captain Curtis. So you know what Florida's like. You might talk to your neighbors a little bit, but you go to Publix, you don't fucking know anybody. You know,
No.
I love it. It's Sunday. I go to Captain Curtis's house. We don't go fishing on Sundays. He likes to take Sundays off, and I'll go to his house and hang out. And people just drive. Oh, we were driving by. Wanted to stop by and say hello.
Yeah.
Who
That's
the
how it
fuck?
is when we go up to Uncle Steve's farm up in North Carolina. It's the same way. People
Yeah,
just
Hmm.
it's
stop
it,
in. There's always food being made. There's always something to eat, and it's just people just pop in, and it's a whole different type of culture over there. And I can
yeah, it's
certainly say it is refreshing.
it's nice. It's really, really fucking nice that in the world that we are today, and listen, I, I'm so lucky. I can't speak for you guys. I'm only speaking for myself. We live in a great time. We really, really do. But with the hustle and bustle and the craziness that we're always dealing with, and you running around running a business, dealing with kids, doing all the stuff, it's kind of nice just to be able to sit back and have people pop in, you know?
Yep.
Hmm.
And Thanksgiving for me, the last couple of years, Naomi comes up and she's always like, unless she's out mountain climbing somewhere, I always, babe, you mind coming up with me? I like having you there because it's the whole family. It's everybody, it's the mom,
Yep.
the dads, the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, everybody. You have a big Thanksgiving meal. And who can turn down Thanksgiving twice in a year? Once in
Well, you
October.
saw you saw what I did at the breakfast place. You used to see what I do at Thanksgiving.
Phew,
I'm just
motherfucker.
saying. I'm just saying.
He probably stacks it up, man.
Buddy, he doesn't use plates, he uses platters.
And it hasn't gotten any better. It
Come
hasn't
on,
gotten any
listen.
better.
I gotta hand it to you. You've found your chi. You've done well, man.
Oh,
And even
Clayton is
listen,
doing very well. He's
he's
lost a
doing.
lot of weight.
Yeah, he
He's getting
looks
in
good.
shape.
Listen,
Yep.
I was concerned the other day when the waitress came up to us and he goes, "You want to see my vein?" I'm like, "Hey man, what kind of fucking place you think this is?"
Oh my
Just wait till
God.
you catch. Just wait till you catch him. He'll just be in his office and he'll be like this. Just
I'm not oh hate my
Actually,
life.
if
It's
if
it's
you
only
any
see the
gonna get
vein in
worse
the
too.
forearm.
It's only gonna get
it,
worse. Like
it
then they're like they joke, right? Everybody's like, can you like put your arms down? Like, what am I walk like this? Like I don't do anything. It just sits out. I can't
it's so
help it.
funny. Actually, if anybody said anything inappropriate, was me. I went inside.
Dogger.
We didn't have any
Yeah, shocker.
utensils, and so I didn't want
Oh,
to wait. So I walked inside and grabbed my own utensils. And our waitress looks at me and she goes, "What's the matter? You don't want to eat with your fingers?" I says, "Listen, I have a girlfriend and I just didn't want to get you interested in me." It was, listen, we had a good time. We had fun at lunch the other day. So it was a quick lunch. Was that Mike that ended up calling you?
Yeah, yeah. When
I
we were
figured as
leaving.
much.
Yeah,
We were
well, and that
getting
was shortly after I got off the phone with you. I called Clayton because I knew he was up there looking at the venue, measuring some stuff out. Called to talk to him about something else. He says, "Yeah, I'm just finishing up lunch right now." And then he gets back to the office. Yeah, I was at lunch with Fly. I was like, I was just on the phone with that fucking guy. He didn't say nothing about lunch. So
Bro,
I
I'm
guess I
telling you,
I,
I
I
do
missed that
everything
memo.
stealth. I do everything stealth. I knew it, and it's so funny because Clayton called me, then he texts me, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm on a phone call. Let me finish this up, and I'll meet you at lunch." I didn't tell either of you I was talking. Listen, I had to divide and conquer. I had to make sure I got Mike to agree to the podcast, and then I knew if I put it on the schedule. I knew Clayton was going to jump on there without a problem. I didn't have to sell him. I knew I didn't have to. I had to sell you because,
Clayton loves the camera. He's the camera guy.
bro, I'm just glad he hasn't rolled up his sleeve and said the beach is that way.
I'm getting a takeoff that says "sun out, guns out."
Clayton's gonna make
Uh,
himself we're gonna get after this bear hunt, and I have a funny feeling he's gonna come back and make himself a bear coat, but a sleeveless bear coat.
Dear God, are you going to put it with the whole thing on top?
He
how else
fucking
would you
better.
do it?
Are you going to
Uh,
shoot with your bow and arrow, or are you going to shoot him with your gun?
Yeah, no, most of us that are going on this trip, so it's a lot of friends and family that are going with us, and most everybody's hunting with a stick.
Okay. Listen, I gotta ask. I went to Manitoba a couple years back, and I was the only guy with the bow that Clayton built me. And yeah, I'll never forget. Everybody else had a gun. I had my bow and arrow, and he goes to me. He goes, "Are you any good with that?" And I'm like, I just shrug him. I'm like, I don't know. I'll let you know after I wing an arrow or two. And he goes, you know, if you hurt him, if you injure him, I got to go in the woods to go find him." I said, "Yeah, fuck, I ain't gonna go do it." And I
uh,
so I sat the first day, and they told me, "Listen, there's a handful of bears, but if you want a special one, there's a chocolate phased black bear that comes into there." And what a beautiful fucking bear. Well, I saw it, and the whole time it was behind a tree, and then there was a aircraft cable coming across. So I never had a really good shot. I mean, it wasn't far. It was like 18 yards, but I just didn't have a clean shot. I was too worried about nicking something. So that night when he picked me up, he's like, "What's the matter? You didn't see him?" I said, "No, no, no, I saw him." I go, "Here, look at all the pictures." I had my camera, I had my fucking DSLR. I'm like, and he goes, "Why didn't you shoot him?" I go, "Well, look at that aircraft cable. I didn't, I was worried." He's like, "Oh, you really do pay attention to how you shoot." I go, "Man, I don't want to wound something. I want to, if I'm
yeah.
going to shoot something, I'm going to kill him." And then the next day,
He's chasing a bear with an arrow in its ass running through the woods.
it's like Uncle Buck, the John Candy movie where they fucking blew the bear's ass, all the hair off his ass. So the next day, um, the bear gave me a shot, and I took it, and it was a 17-yard shot, and it went maybe 12, 15 yards. And
Smoked it.
what's that?
Smoked it.
Oh, fucking totally smoked it. And soon as he took off, I stood up on my feet on the stand. I stood up so I
Were
could
you in
hold.
a stand or a ground blind?
No, I was up in a stand.
Up in a
And
stand. Okay.
um which listen, I don't know if you've been to Manitoba. because the growing seasons are so short, the trees are only like this big around. So any breeze, you're all over the place. And it was windy that day. Some of the guys, they're like, "All right, we're not going out. It's raining." And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to make a full like love story out of this. I want to come and shoot my bear. And so I smoked him. So again, as calm as I try to act, I still get fucking excited. So the first thing I did is I grabbed my phone, I put the timer on for 20 minutes, and I'm like, now we wait. If he don't move for 20 minutes, I know I'm good. So
Going to look at them.
because we all know you shoot at it. I'm gonna wait 20 minutes. And if you don't have a timer, it's only 3
You're
minutes and 27 seconds later, and you're getting up to go look at them.
that's right.
It is the quickest 20 minutes of your life. Oh my gosh, I can't wait any longer. How long has it been? 4 minutes.
Yeah. So I after 20 minutes I got down, I knocked another arrow just in case, and I walked up behind him, I kicked its leg, nothing. And I worked my way up, then I kicked him in the ribs, and finally, yeah, I realized he's dead, and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. And I'm like, well, I gotta call him on the radio to see if he can come pick me up. But I want to make sure, because of the way the sun sets so late, I want to get a photo before it gets dark. And where we were wasn't really good, so I went to my backpack and not a rope, but a string, like a parachute cord. So
Right.
I wrapped his two bag legs together, and I attached it around my waist, and I walked it all the way back to my tree stand because there was a beautiful stump, and I propped him up on the stump. I got my bow, I got my iPhone, and I put it on my backpack, and I took a fucking selfie with this thing. I took like 3 selfies. So then I started calling him on the radio, and there's no answer. I call him on the radio, no fucking answer. And I'm like, oh my God. Whatever time it was, let's say it was 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. It don't fucking get dark. They're not going to pick you up till like 9:30 at night. So I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, how long is this going to be? Well, I'm like, fuck it. So I leaned up against the ladder stand, and I had 2 cheeseburgers in my backpack, and I'm eating a
So fat.
cheeseburger. I'm eating a
I'm the,
cheeseburger.
and I'm the fat back. Yeah, look, here we go.
Listen. First of all, I never said I wasn't. Number two, when you're sitting in a stand for fucking 6 or 7 hours, you got to bring snacks, man. You got to
Yeah.
So
bring
Not
funny
snacks.
thing.
snacks, not
Snacks, not
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers. So
You're
Listen,
not
funny thing.
bringing
I
four
made
double
one of
Macs.
them Bubba burgers is a quarter pound with the little slider buns. Go fuck yourselves, dude. I didn't make
No,
this
it
wasn't
sounds
like,
delicious. I'm just busting your balls. Stop getting so sensitive.
I'm not
I only pick on the
sensitive.
people that I like and then I don't like. It's real simple. Okay. So I'm talking. So Mike even got a little sand in his vagina too when he found this out. So we sit in ground blinds at this place up in New Brunswick, and I'm like, and with Canada, you can't have any handguns or anything, and everybody's bow hunting. And Mike's like, oh well, I got my wife with me. Like, I gotta have a gun. Like, I can't. What are these bears gonna attack? Like, my wife can't be mangled. Like, it's one thing if I'm with you or somebody else, so we'll fight the bear off. I'm like,
You
we're
ain't
gonna
fighting
fight the
no
bear off. Like,
motherfucking bear off.
whatever. So anyway, so but other people are concerned as well, right? Like sitting in a ground blind versus a tree stand, and then apparently bears can climb way better. They're more inclined to climb a tree and see what you are up in a tree than to come to the blind, right? So I'm talking with the outfitter. They're an exhibitor of ours, Dyer's Outfitters. That's who we're all going with. Um, Talking to Danny and Chris, and they're like, "Look, we've been in business for over 40 plus years. Nobody has ever had an issue with a bear. They come up to the blind. Worst comes to worst, you take your arrow, you tap the blind, they run away. They're not there to attack you. Now, some people like to take
Snacks.
food with them. He's like, snacks are fine. But sometimes we'll have like chicken wings or we'll have this, and they will take food and they'll eat it. and they'll start throwing the bones or they'll leave the wrapper. Well, let me tell you what, when that bear's in there and he smells greasy chicken, he wants to find the wrapper. And he will stick his head in that blind if you have food, real food with you. And it will scare the shit out of you. But the bear is not going to eat you.
I
This is
when I
true
first
story.
when I first started going up to Nova Scotia, I'd go bear hunting in the afternoons. And I have a picture of me. And when I'm talking about ground blinds, these weren't the little pop-up tents. This is just a stick with some fucking trees on it. I was sitting on a fucking one of those milk crates. I took a selfie when I took a couple of them. I don't the bear heard the fucking snap because he turned around and he looked at me. That bear was 4 yards behind me, dude.
Yeah, see why I'm gonna have a rifle with me when I'm sitting in there with a bunch of sticks?
You fucking sissy, dude.
You
Come
can call it
on.
whatever you want. You call it
Listen,
whatever you want.
Adam and Eve didn't have a fucking rifle.
Well,
They
fuck
didn't even
Adam and
have
Eve, okay?
clothes.
I do have a rifle and I'm gonna take it.
Bro, put some of that Navy SEAL shit on your face, man.
I can't blackface, dude. I'll get canceled.
So is your wife going to shoot one?
Yeah, so I got to go buy her a bow. She needs to start shooting her bow, and she wants to shoot one with a
Hey, I know
bow.
a guy. I know
All
a
right,
guy.
she has a bow. She's supposed to come over and pick the colors. Like,
Yeah,
I have a bow.
yeah.
Like, I
You
gave
need
it to
to
her for Christmas.
you should call her and tell her to come over and do that. But
I
I
have.
can't. I mean, like I told Clayton, if it was me sitting in that ground blind by myself, fine. I'll deal with the bear, but I'm not going to have my wife sitting in a ground blind with me and me get caught with my pants down and this
Bro,
bear
you're
wants to do
supposed to be
something.
fucking hunting, not anything else while you're there. Keep your
There's,
fucking
there's,
pants on.
there's extracurricular activities. So this is just a normal American pastime. You're just the only one that doesn't want to admit it, you know?
I,
Ask
I
Clayton when he went turkey hunting.
did he pull his pants down in front of you, Clayton?
Yes, he did. It was really weird. I was like, Mike, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize it was you. So,
Mike, you have such
um,
a little beard.
It looks like
uh,
the same snoot that hangs off that turkey's nose.
well, my buddy Justin's coming with us, and Justin's wife is going to shoot, but now she's backing out of wanting to shoot. She's like back and forth because she wants to be up in a tree. And then they're saying that the bears will climb the tree more than they'll try. She doesn't like being on the ground. And it's like, what does it matter? You got a gun. Like, just shoot it in the face if you get scared.
Maybe that's not the
Like,
one she wants
so,
to shoot.
well, I don't know.
I
But
listen, for me, I would you know what? The reason I like a tree, and mind you, I think I can't remember if it was a 12 or 15-foot stand. It wasn't a very tall one. But what I like about it is I can see more areas. So I remember, as you're sitting there, there's nothing there, and then suddenly you get something back in the back, and it's like, oh, what is that? It's not out in the open yet, but because you're a little bit higher, you can see, oh, there's a
Yeah.
bear, there's a bear coming in.
Vantage point is much better sitting in a tree, that's for
Yeah,
and
sure.
and I and I
Plus,
t-
you
I
don't have to
talked to
worry
them.
about your scent near as much neither.
Well, I
bro,
talked to
I'm
them
I'm
about it
Cuban.
too. And
This is essence of olive oil, bro. That and cumin.
oh my god,
Fucking smell like a quesadilla.
just yeah.
Hey, that's what I had for lunch
So
today.
so I spoke with them, and they said that they'll put up a tree, but they have very good success rate with ground blinds. So I don't know. Sometimes you got to trust the guides and listen to the guides.
So
You know,
sometimes you just got to be
sometimes
comfortable with what you're doing, man.
someone told me when I was going to Africa, some Cuban that I was talking to, it says, "Hey, whatever happens, it's part of the experience.
It is.
Stop worrying so much.
I don't
Stop
worry.
worrying so much."
Listen, I get
So
there. There's always a little bit of trepidation, but at the same time, if it's your turn to go, you can sit in a fucking cocoon, and the big man upstairs is gonna fucking snatch your ticket. Don't fight it. I mean,
No,
Or
I'm
maybe,
gonna fight
or
the
maybe
bear.
you should, or maybe you should fight the bear. I
Fight
mean,
the
did
I'm
fucking
anybody
gonna
ever see
fight
the
that
Revenant?
fucking bear.
Like
bro. Think
Revenant.
of the legend you would be to your boys. My father died fighting a black bear. Think about that,
No,
No, it wouldn't be
bro.
that
that is
cool. It wouldn't
horrible.
be that cool.
No,
bro.
it would not be that
If I
cool.
died
Shut up.
And
I
fighting
would
a
have to do
brown
this by
bear,
myself. Shut up, Fly.
then your wife would say, "No, boy, your dad cried like a pussy."
hey, Fly, just think about if I'm gone, who's gonna have to watch over Clayton? That's gonna be a full-time gig for you
Oh
now.
my God. Listen, I'll hire somebody. It'll be like assisted living.
No, you can't. You can't. You're gonna make him cry.
Yeah, you're gonna make me cry again.
You will have a glass of shut the hell up. Can I have a glass of
You're in
milk?
my house now, Grandma.
Poor Clayton. Clayton's taking a
Uh,
fucking browbeating today, man.
I
Oh.
still, back to my perspective, I take care of you guys. I don't care what you say. I'm good
Anyway,
with it.
guys, we're almost running out of time here. If people want to find out the things that you guys do, how do they find you?
Well, you can go to allsportsproductions.net. All of our events are posted there. But specifically for the Florida Outdoor Expo, it's happening May 1st through the 3rd up in West Palm at the South Florida Fairgrounds. You're not going to want to miss it. We got everything and anything that you can think of under the sun. If you need sunscreen to go outside and go do it, more than likely we have it there.
Clayton, also, let's give a big shout out to your bow company. I can't pass it up because all the shit I give you, one thing you're good at is your bows.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Don't let it get to
can
your
find
fucking
me-
head though. Don't.
Oh,
That's
stop
enough.
it. Stop it. Stop it. So, thank you for listening to all of our nonsense here, guys. We look forward to seeing you this first weekend of May at the Florida Outdoor Expo in South Florida at the South Florida Fairgrounds in West Palm Beach. You can also find any information about me and the Ghost Strings on Instagram, Facebook, Ghost Strings, and my email all comes to me as well, Clayton at FloridaOutdoorExpo.com. And thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Fly. Thanks for
Definitely
being
check him out
daddy.
on TikTok. He puts out some mean TikTok videos. That
TikTok is Ghost Strings as well. So thank you.
Listen, we got to give him a shout out, and I'll bet you if you give him a tip, he'll dance like a bear too.
Ooh,
Everybody's aspiring to be a micro influencer. I'm trying my best.
that's Mike. Mike is a micro influencer.
Listen, I'm just happy that I'm a Cuban in the United States. So, gentlemen, hold on here 1 second. I want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. Everybody who's listening, thank you so much for taking the time. Give Clayton a follow on Ghost Strings because he's working on being a micro influencer. And go check out the guys who are at the Outdoor Expo. We will catch you guys later.